Well, it's Monday, the 3rd of November 2025. Good evening and welcome to Sports City Extra. My name is Chris Mololo. Our sign language interpreter is Gideon Minor. And we are here to just analyze and review the sporting action over the weekend. We just have to touch on a few things on the first part of this show. That's why you can see that I am alone. Felix is not around because we have a special interview that was done concerning the Deaflympics that are just about to kick off and will be going from the 15th of November to the 26th of November in Tokyo. So we have that special interview with the team officials and some of the players. So get ready for that interview later on the second part of this show. But now on this first part, we'll talk about the New York City Marathon, the impressive performances of Team Kenya in both men's and women's races. And of course, we'll talk about the Harambee Starlets who won their match against Gambia that they were playing in Senegal. That was the second leg, which was a determinant of whether they will qualify to the Women Africa Cup of Nations for 2026, of which they did. And we'll also talk about the English Premier League and the UEFA Champions League. Remember, this week we have some matches to be played. So I want to begin with this update of the New York City Marathon, and Benson Kipruto of Kenya won the men's race by edging Alexander Mutiso by less than a second in the 54th running of the TSC New York City Marathon. Kipruto and Mutiso separated themselves from the chase pack in the men's race heading into mile 24. Kipruto pulled away from Mutiso late in the race, but Mutiso sprinted in the last 50 meters to close the gap before just falling short. Kipruto finished in 2 hours, 8 minutes and 9 seconds, while Mutiso finished with a fraction of a second behind the closest race ever in the men's side. Then Hellen Obiri, also a Kenyan, set a women's course record to win the professional women's race. Obiri, and who also won the race in the year 2023, finished in 2 hours, 19 minutes and 51 seconds. She was running with the 2022 winner, Sharon Lokedi, until she pulled away from her countrymate in the final mile, surging ahead and winning easily, besting the previous record of 2 hours, 22 minutes and 31 seconds set by Margaret Okeo in 2003. Now, defending champion Sheila Chepkirui finished third, and all three beat the previous course best. Of course, this was one of the best performances that we've seen in the New York City Marathon. And looking at these athletes, these performances are as a result of the motivation that they are getting from the government. That's a fact we can't ignore. And seeing that there is that cohesion between the government and the bodies that are in charge of athletics and other sports is a good thing. This is something that has not been there for a while, and that's why you can see that players are performing. We can't move away from this discussion without mentioning that Eliud Kipchoge was also there, although he didn't perform as expected, I think age is also catching up with him, and you can tell from the performance, finishing 17th. That was a shocking performance, but his presence there, you could see that it would motivate some of these athletes who are looking up to him and would want to win as many races as Eliud has won. So congratulations to all the athletes that made the country proud in the New York City Marathon. Now, moving on, Harambee Starlets, as I said, they won. They were playing Gambia in a match that was played in Senegal. And here at home, they managed to get a win, beating Gambia 3-1. And then in Senegal, they also won. And this means that they have qualified for the WAFCON 2026 after 9 years. Just imagine, the last time they were there was in 2016. And this time they have made it again to the WAFCON. And listening to Coach Beldino Demba and some of the players, they are showing some confidence. And I remember something that I heard from the coach, and he said they are not going there as participants, but they are going there to compete. That statement only could just show you how confident they are to compete in this competition. And again, with the government support and everything that players are getting, you could see that we can expect some good performance from the Harambee Starlets. Coach Beldino Demba, the burden that she had, you could see that there was some pressure, and especially when she didn't perform well against Tunisia, when we got a draw here 0-0, and then we went and won in Tunis 1-0. You could see that there was some kind of pressure mounted on her, but she was able to perform and improve game by game, and we hope that she will enable the team to perform very well in WAFCON. The burden that I'm talking about, it was that she had 2 teams that she was coaching, that the Kenya Police Bullets and the Harambee Starlets. And you could see that it was quite a very difficult task that could made her not strike that balance. But for now, she only has the Harambee Starlets team to focus on, and we are expecting some good performances from her. Because of time, just to mention on the SportPesa Premier League, you can see the competition is improving season by season, as we always say, and you can see how 1 or 2 matches can make a difference in a league. You can't imagine that Shabana are now in the 8th position, a team that was league leaders for a while, but now they are on the 8th position. Looking at the table, how it is, Kakamega Homeboys are on the top. Then just to touch on something else, the performance of AFC Leopards. This is a team that had started the season on a bad note, but for now, I think they are improving, and it's because of the motivation that they are getting from the team. And I could hear that the team confirmed there is a good deal sponsoring the team, and the players were able to get some allowances. And you can see money motivates everyone. So you can tell from the performances that they are showing. Something that people talked about is Fred Ambani being pulled away from doing interviews with the media, and I don't understand why this is happening, because as you know, media is something that needs to update the fans in case somebody didn't get a chance to go to the stadium to see what was happening. And as fans, of course, you need to hear from the coach. What should you expect, especially at this time that your team is showing some good performances? But I don't know. Reasons are well known to them, but I don't think that was a good idea. But of course, there's been so much being talked about AFC Leopards and Ambani brothers, but with time, I'm sure all this back and forth will end, and just allow the fans to enjoy the SportPesa Premier League. And I was listening to an interview this morning from the SportPesa stakeholders. And SportPesa, remember, are the ones who are sponsoring the FKF Premier League, and they have some very good plans just to make sure that the Premier League in Kenya improves. Remember that we are preparing to co-host the AFCON in 2027 with our neighbors Uganda and Tanzania, just like we did with the CHAN. And you can see that SportPesa have just introduced some of the things that would improve competition, and especially among the players, and also with the coaches. And I heard that from this month, excuse me, from this month, there will be an award for Player of the Month, Coach of the Month, and also Fans of the Month and Team of the Month. That shows you that we are expecting our league to be so competitive, and more competitive than it had been. And I was listening to that guy, and he was saying in 10 years to come, he hopes that Kenya Premier League will be the best league in Africa. And this is doable, guys, with the right support, and with everyone playing their part. I think this is something that is possible. Now, from the SportPesa Premier League, now we move to the English Premier League. And this was a great weekend for many teams. I want to start with Arsenal. The fans are saying lonely on the top, and indeed they are lonely on the top. But 6 points are not so many, because as the table looks like, Arsenal are leading with 25 points. Then Manchester City are second with 19. Liverpool are third with 18 points after getting a win playing Aston Villa. Then AFC Bournemouth are fourth with 18 points. Now, Arsenal are there on top, but something that I can just tell the Arsenal fans, uh, Felix is not here, but I'm sure he will watch this. Um, they they just need to reduce that overconfidence that they have, because history has it. Uh, Arsenal starts very well, but it reaches a point and they just start dropping points, or as we can say kwa lugha ya mtaa, wanapatikana. And wakati wamepatikana, you can see that the losses increase, the draws increase. So the question to ask is whether they will be consistent with that performance. Then Chelsea also won, playing Tottenham. They won 1-0, a goal from Pedro. And just something to say about this match, it was very physical, very physical. And players from both teams survived red cards, and especially the tackles that they were making. But it's expected, because this was a London derby, and maybe the referee saw that giving a red card, I'll spoil this match. But it was a very tight contest. Chelsea managing to win, that was something good, and especially for the fans. Then another thing, West Ham under their new coach Nuno Espirito Santo, they got a win that no one really expected, because and getting a win against Newcastle, this was was a surprise to many, because Newcastle has been performing very well, and dropping points against West Ham was something very unlikely. But that's football. It's unpredictable, and they won. Now, and I think Nuno Espirito Santo getting that win would just show Nottingham Forest what they are missing, because you can't imagine Nottingham Forest sacking this guy, and the disagreements that were there between Nuno and Angelo Marinakis, the Nottingham Forest owner. But you can see he has started showing some impressive performances with West Ham, which started the season very shaky, and everyone could think that West Ham this season they could be relegated, but he's just uplifting them. And you could see some very youngsters there coming with some very impressive performances. Of course, I've mentioned the table, how it looks like, the top four, and we have just to look at how things go as the season continues. Now, I'm getting a signal from my director that I need to end this part and then allow that interview to go on air. But before I go, these are the UEFA Champions League fixtures to watch tomorrow and Wednesday. Of course, the list is long. I'll not mention all the fixtures, but here are some of them. Napoli will be playing Eintracht Frankfurt. Then Slavia Praha will play Arsenal. That will be tomorrow at 8:45 p.m. Then at 11 p.m., we'll see Atletico Madrid playing Union Saint Gilloise. Then the big match of the UEFA Champions League this week will be Liverpool versus Real Madrid. Trent Alexander-Arnold returning to Anfield. Let's see the reaction of the fans and the Liverpool team, how it will be. Then we have Tottenham Hotspurs play FC Copenhagen. Then another big match Paris Saint-Germain will play Bayern Munich. Then on Wednesday, Karabag FK will play Chelsea. Then Manchester City will play Borussia Dortmund. Newcastle will play Athletic Club or Atletico Bilbao. Then Club Brugge will play Barcelona, and Benfica will play Bayer Leverkusen. So I'll have to end it there. So we'll leave you with that interview as I sign out. My name is Chris Mololo. Our sign language interpreter for this session was Gideon Maina. Just make sure that you interact with us on all our social media platforms and visit our website www.sciencetv.co.ke to read some of the updates that we have for you as far as sports and other news are concerned.
And a very good afternoon. Welcome to Sports City, your home of sports analysis, both local and international. You are with me, Bill Clinton Odiamo, and my sign language interpreters this afternoon are Philip Omondi and Daisy. And we are having esteemed guests with me on set this afternoon. Remember, we are talking about the oncoming 25th edition of the Deaflympics that is set to happen this year, actually next month, from 15th through to the 26th, 2025 of November. And of course, it will be happening in Tokyo, Japan. And with me this afternoon are participants and of course, team leaders for the Deaf of Swimming Federation of Kenya, and also the Golf Federation of Kenya representatives here to converse ahead of the tournament that is happening again from November 15th through the 26th. And this is happening again in Tokyo, Japan. So be sure to contribute and be part of the conversation. 011-980-384 is our SMS and WhatsApp number. Science TV Kenya across our social media platforms, and that is where you can send in your thoughts and opinions. And I'll just begin by introducing the team with me here. On my immediate left here, we have Adan Wario. He is a golf player and will be participating this year on the tournament in Tokyo. And just next to him is Ruth Kaluki, who is the team leader for the swimming team, right? And next to her, we have Ali Juma, who is a player and athlete for representing the swimming team as well. Thank you so much for making time. And at the farthest end, we have Lillian Nalobo. She is the co-founder and Secretary General for the Deaf Golf Federation. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for making time this afternoon. It is an honor to have you here. And perhaps, should I have left anything in the introductions, kindly, you will be able to help me just to try and fill that in. Let us just begin, first of all, and allow me to start with the hierarchy. First of all, let me start with the far end. We have Lilian Nalobo, who is the Secretary General and the co-founder of the Deaf Golf Federation Kenya. Thank you so much for making time, Lilian, and being with us here. How do you do? And how do you feel ahead of this year's tournament?
I'm feeling so well. I'm enjoying, and I'm very ready for this tournament.
Thank you so much, Lilian. Thank you so much, Lilian. And of course, we also have Ruth Kaluki, who I said is the team leader for the swimming team. Ruth Kaluki, thank you so much for making time. How are you? How do you do?
I feel fantastic, and I have great hopes for the tournament.
Thank you so much. Just next to her, of course, is Adan. Ali Juma. Ali Juma, how do you do? How are you feeling about the tournament coming up?
I feel good. I'm also ready and prepared for the tournament.
Right. Thank you so much. Would you say the same, Mr. Adan? How are you? How are you feeling? How are you feeling at the tournament?
I'm feeling so good, and I'm ready to travel and to face that tournament.
Thank you so much. Let's just pick it up with you immediately, Mr. Adan. How have the preparations been so far for you? And is this the first time, or what? How many times have you participated in such a tournament before?
First, I went to Brazil for the golf, And this time again, I'm planning to go to Japan. So I've gone outside. I'm going for the second time outside the country.
Right. And how are you finding? How are you finding the preparation so far on your side? Are you well prepared? Do you feel psyched? Are you ready for the tournament?
First year in Nairobi, I've been playing in Muthaiga
Right.
Golf Club. I've been playing there. And also, first, I went for a tournament in Nyali, Mombasa. And then secondly, I went to, let me repeat, sorry,
Right.
Nanyuki.
Right.
So I've been going to different tournaments here in Kenya, and it has been so beautiful together with the hearing. I've been competing with the hearing people.
Right. And would you say you have probably adequate support ahead of the tournament? How is the support coming through, both from the federation and perhaps from family and friends on your end? Right.
Yes, I have. I have support, some from the hearing friends who we normally play together at the club, and so the hearing people that have been helping me so much with the materials.
Right. Talking about being helped so much, and I'd like to have Ruth Kaluki now come in on this as the team leader I mean, sorry, I meant Lillian because she's the co-founder, the secretary general for the golf side. As far as preparations is concerned, as a federation, do you feel you're adequately prepared with the players, and how can you gauge the players' momentum this year ahead of the tournament?
Okay, thank you so much. We are very ready, and we are more than ready because we have the support from the federation and the government sports. So they have given us the opportunity to go to different courses to go and practice the golf. So we have gone to Muthaiga Golf Club. We have gone to FetLab in Kabete many times. They have been supporting us there. Also, for the transportation, the government has been sponsoring us to go to different courses to practice, and we are ready. And so, the government, together with the federation, they have been supporting us, and the players are ready.
Right. Talking about preparation and how you've talked about you've been having a lot of time to prepare. For example, what are the strategies you might say that you are using to make sure that the athletes are mentally prepared, and also physically ready? Because it's for you to go and represent Kenya, you have to be mentally and physically prepared. Are there any strategies in particular that you are using to motivate the players?
Okay. Thank you so much. Normally, we have physical exercise in the morning and in the evenings, and also we have our physiotherapist who always help our athletes for therapy and for the gym so that they can practice. Also, we have the golf equipment. We have our champion who is a deaf also, who is Isaac. We have our coach also who is helping us, and we have the psychologist and the mental health leader. So when somebody has stress or anything about mental, we have people in the camp who are there to help us, and we have the medical team also who are supporting us and supporting the players in this issue of mental health.
Right. It's quite important that you mentioned mental health generally, and perhaps I will have Ruth Kaluki to join us as the team leader here for the swimming team. Ruth, as far as having players, maintain the momentum in the competitions, would you say as a federation and as a team leader in particular that you've taken these particular necessary steps to work with your players as far as achieving total performance is concerned?
Thank you so much, Bill. With our players for swimming, we have always encouraged them. We usually have the backstrokes, the breaststrokes, and we hope we can continue with the same by ensuring that they participate well in the Deaflympics.
Oh, wonderful. And you've mentioned quite important aspect, the strokes, the breaststrokes, for example, the backstrokes, for example. As far as ensuring that players do commit or do participate back to back, have good performances. How do you nurture the talents? Do you just wait for example, the Deaflympics to come in order to have these meetings or preparations, or even before you nurture the talents to prepare earlier, maybe meet before even the tournaments, or is it just because of the tournament now that you have now to come in together and meet and prepare?
Okay, thank you for that question. Last year, we had called different competitors at USIU.
Right.
And during that time, we continued doing the practice, like the warm-ups. We kept on pushing them just to ensure that they are ready. They have different skills in the backstrokes and the breaststrokes, just to ensure that they participate well. We also did the national trials here at USIU, and we are continuing with our training at Nyayo Stadium right now during the camp. And I believe during the Deaflympics, we are going to get some good medals.
Thank you so much for that. Ali Juma, you are participating also in this year's Deaflympics, right? Perhaps you can give us a background story. Why did you have you had the swimming interest from before, or you just love the sport? And why are you eager, for example, for this year's tournament? Right.
Thank you so much for that question. Previously, when I was a young very boy at 2 years, that is when I started swimming. And during that time, I trained very much, and I also competed in different places. And my objective was to achieve better goals. And I could participate in different places. I had a coach who really trained me and explained all the rules that I was supposed to follow. And I ensured that I do perform very well. And in 2023, we traveled to Argentina, and we had participated in the World Championships. And at that time, I was not really that good, but I was trained on the rules that I was supposed to follow. And right now that we are training for the Tokyo Deaflympics, I believe I'm going to bring a gold.
Wonderful. Of course, without a doubt, we want nothing less but a gold. And we are hoping that all of you do get the gold medal. But maybe in your own personal perspective, what are some of the unique challenges that you've encountered so far as you prepare ahead of the tournament next month? Yes, just some of the unique challenges that you've encountered as you prepare.
Personally, in my life, yes, I've been training, but most of the time the challenges that we do experience is the rules that we are supposed to follow, and at times we also get very tired when we are doing the training. And do not forget, with these rules, if you break one rule, then you are disqualified from participating.
Right. Would you say, for example, you are being accorded the right support? For example, as you now prepare for the tournament, would you say that you're in the right shape, right mental state to go ahead and represent the country as far as golf is concerned, or swimming is concerned, rather? Yes.
Yes, I believe that my mental health is very good, and I am ready and hoping and praying that we are going to get those goals.
Right, right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are here with me with part of the contingent going out for the Deaflympics 2025 that is happening in Tokyo, Japan, and the team leaders for the coming Deaflympics 2025 that is happening in Tokyo, Japan. I'm seeing a lot of engagement coming through. Make sure kindly that you do send in your thoughts and opinions. Now, as we want to continue, and at this particular time, I want us to switch focus to how the team is preparing as far as policy is concerned, and of course also how the players are looking to maximize and have the best of the performances. And at this particular juncture, I would like Ruth Kaloki, team leader for the swimming team, to kindly maybe just to ask you, Ruth, For example, what policies in your own particular, in your own perspective, or the federation's perspective, should the government be involved in to try and, for example, grow the sports generally, in your own perspective? Because we are seeing a lot of questions being thrown as far as the support for the deaf sports is concerned in the country. So perhaps maybe you could tell us in your own personal perspective, how can the policies be streamlined for further, to give space to the sports generally? Thank you. Yes, maybe just to get that again. Yeah, as far as policy is concerned, what policies, or for example, the government involvement that are needed to try and propel the sports as far as not only the Deaflympics is concerned, but generally for the growth and support for deaf sports in the country? Ruth?
Okay, thank you so much for your question. What I need to say about the support that we need from the government or the policies, especially on the budgets.
Right.
Because when it comes to swimming, we need the goggles for swimming, we need the kits, we need the costumes. So our budget sometimes it's very high. So for us to move forward, we really need a lot of support. As you have seen, our deaf people, majority come from different counties. Sometimes they use their own funds to travel all the way to Nairobi for the training. And majority are coming from very humble backgrounds. But if we have a good infrastructure where they can be just being residentials and they can be training very well, then that would assist us very much. So that is the request that we have from the government.
Right. And Lillian, would you echo the same? Would you say the same as far as federations and ministries working together to collaborate for the athlete development and sports development? Can you add something to that, maybe?
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I want to support what my sister Ruth has said. Indeed, here in Kenya, we as the deaf, we are in a silent world. So maybe we miss a lot of information here in about sports. So we need at least what is happening in sports, that maybe the hearing people maybe can give us support. The support that the hearing people are getting, let it be equal, so that we may plan for the Tokyo competition. So many things we need are the things to use, the materials. Maybe as for the golf, maybe we need things so that things to support us, the budget, because of this budget now. So we must plan. Maybe we were hoping to go with 12 players. They were ready. But now you see the shoes, everything, the materials. So you find that at the last minute now the budget was reduced. And so you just imagine how those people felt. So maybe what happened in sports, in future, I hope it will not repeat itself again. Maybe the government may make early planning. For example, now, I think that this mental health has increased in deaf community. So I hoping that maybe they will understand this problem, that the budget was reduced, and you see that the teams were reduced to 5. And so I hope that this need will be worked on. Thank you.
Right. Adam, let me come to you. Would you agree with Secretary General Lillian here, mentioning the fact that the numbers were reduced, which has affected both the federation and also the players significantly, as compared to last time about the team that went to Brazil? In your own opinion, Mr. Adam, maybe, how do you feel this is affecting the players and the growth of the sport generally? Yes. Because it's very unfortunate reducing the numbers. Right.
Okay. Last time when we went to Brazil, so the government pleaded and we asked kindly allow us to go. And they did so, we went.
Right. And this time, because you know the numbers have been reduced, how do you feel that affecting team morale, for example, and the team preparations ahead of the tournament? Because one, we can agree that you know having a support system of players, for example, is quite important for the team morale.
Okay, the government reduced the number. As for the golf, now we were 12 members. So you see that other teams were reduced and now we have these 5. So the swimming, yes, it is there. Athletics, it's good, they're there. Golf, it is good, they're here. But now the government saw that we need medals. And so, and for this football, when they went to Brazil last year, what did they come back with? And so they saw that because of budget and the performance that they did not did well in when they went to Brazil. So I think that is what now the criteria that they were using. So, and for the athletes, I think they had 24 medals and that was beautiful. So they were put aside. Ladies, the basketball, they was trying to see, yeah, it was nice, the way it was nice. So the government was happy. And so government is focusing on the medals, not just going and coming back with nothing.
Right. And for you, Ali, Mr. Ali Juma. Okay.
So I'm not that happy
Yes.
on what happened. Like now, for example, now when those other teams were reduced and you see that they were ready to go. So as we wanted, maybe they were hoping to go so that they can come and change their homes. But now you see that they had prepared their passport, they are prepared for maybe yellow fever, they have lost their money. So you see, they have lost everything. And so I'm not happy. So I'm just requesting that maybe a government can see a way forward that they can help those teams that they were dropped, so that they can come back and help their family members.
Right. Thank you so much for that. It's quite important. And I can say, Ali Juma, for you as a player, would you support, just like Adan has said, as far as you know, having proper, adequate support for not to drop other teams? How is, in your personal perspective, how is this affecting the teams? Because one would imagine, just like I asked earlier, you would like to go have enough representations, as many as possible, if you're qualified, of course. In your perspective as a swimmer, how do you feel this is going to impact, or there's no impact at all in your own opinion? Right. Yes. Yes.
What Adan has just said, previously we had 12 sports disciplines.
Right.
But 7 of the sports disciplines were dropped. And what we can do, we need the government at least to support us. Like for swimming, in Argentina, I remember when we traveled, we had the swimming team and we also had the athletics team. But now, with the 7 teams that were dropped, it has really caused a mental health issue, because the parents have been having challenges. They have always been depending on these children. But we are trying to encourage them just to be patient, so that next time they can travel and be supported fully by the government. Even for the Tokyo, Japan, we believe that when we bring the medals, the government will be able to support us further.
Right. Thank you so much. And as you wind up, ladies and gentlemen, I would just like to know from your own, let me start with the team leaders and Secretary General for the Golf Federation, that is Lillian. In your own perspective, maybe what are your words of encouragement to the team members or team players, and also anyone watching out there who is interested, or for example is deaf and interested in sports generally? Maybe a word of encouragement to the wider community as well as we wind up ahead of the Deaflympics?
Okay, thank you. As the founder of the Golf Federation, I want to announce that deaf community and the hearing, the signs, so maybe both, and I wish that if indeed, I believe that our players here, they are motivated and they are hoping that they will get medals when they go to participate and come back, to show that in Brazil we have our own, who is Isaac Magoa. He won bronze, and so you see that makes us pride, because as the deaf golfer we are included there. So we are hoping that even ladies who are sleeping, they're thinking that this game is only for men. Kindly, I'm encouraging them that the girl child is also welcome and to join. Parents, kindly, for the deaf children, please do not hide your children. Don't hide them. Don't hide their talent. Encourage them to come and join us and wake up and to come out and join these sports, different sports discipline. And one challenge that we have here, indeed, assessing to the course is very difficult. And I wish that maybe the government may help us so that we may access to the courses, because it is very difficult. You see, we have been moving around and around because of the courses. Some are private and they don't allow us. So if it is possible here in Moi Stadium, Kasarani, to have a golf course so that it can be easy for us to assess. And also another thing, registering to become a member of golf is very expensive. So accessing, you find that in private, it is very expensive. So we are wishing that even maybe our president can support us and support the deaf people so that they may register and become members, and to make these all courses to be availability, because you find that we normally suffer because we have to request for a place first and wait for the feedback. So we are waiting to get a course whereby deaf can access and go and do the practice, maybe in Kisumu, Mombasa, in Eldoret, in Kakamega, or in any other region. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And Ruth, team leader for the Swimming Federation, would you maybe add to what your counterpart here has mentioned, or maybe have any other thoughts to add?
Okay, thank you so much, Bill, for the question. For the swimming team, I believe that we have been having a lot of challenges, especially in Mombasa. The pools are quite expensive. They have to pay 300, 350, and we are requesting the government if they can be supporting them, because our deaf swimmers in Mombasa, all in the coast region, they really need to do more trainings, and they really need to have access to pools that are free for them to be able to participate and practice. Because if they are told to pay, it's quite challenging, it's quite stressful.
True.
So we want to, in Kasarani here, like we are doing our training in the camp, we are being offered that swimming pool for free. But in other counties, not only even in the coast, it's quite expensive. If we can get free swimming pools in different regions, so that we can motivate more deaf people to participate in the swimming. Like right now, you can see we have more men in the swimming discipline. If we can have also more ladies to participate, and to participate equally, just like their male counterparts. So we encourage the young girls to come and participate, and to continue even training from wherever they are, for us to have more. Even we ask the government to support us to have more swimmers.
Wonderful. And to our esteemed players, let me start with you, Adan Wario. I know you have your kit already here as well. What does representing, as we finalize the segment, what does representing for Kenya for you look like on the global stage? I'm sure you're proud, you are happy, but let me just hear it from your end. How does it feel this time to represent Kenya in the global stage? And how much does it mean to you as an individual? Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Previously, when I was in Brazil, I used to train, and then my interest was we went with Alicula and Gilbert. We went to Brazil, and then after that we play, and I got injured. I injured my finger, and so you see, I didn't continue with the tournament. But Isaac continued with the tournament and he won. So, and he was number 3 and he got a medal. And so for Alicula, he didn't perform that well. He was number 18. And so they came back. Then we celebrated Isaac for he won, and we were given some cash. The only person who was given was Isaac. So I just came back and I prayed God.
Right.
So last time in Brazil I didn't get anything, but this time I'm hoping that I must come back with something.
Right. Thank you. And what about you, Ali Juma? What are expectations ahead of the tournament? Are you looking to get another gold medal? Gold medal preferably, just like Adan here. What are expectations, and how does it feel to represent Kenya this time round?
Okay, for me, in my team for swimming, we are in the camp,
Right.
mainly for training. We are being trained all the ground rules. And our goal is to ensure that when we go to Tokyo for the Deaflympics, to get medals. We are not going to come back empty-handed.
Right.
We believe in ourselves, and we believe that we are going to bring gold, bronze, and silver.
Wonderful. Of course, we do wish the team all the best. And as from Science TV, as we continue championing persons with disability, the socio-economic empowerment of persons with disability, we are your number 1 fans ahead of the Deaflympics tournament. And I hope, as federations and as players, you take the initiative post the tournament and continue working hard, and of course, flying the Kenyan flag high, and also your personal achievements, of course, to a greater heights. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been with me, Bill Clinton Odhiambo. And on the set this afternoon, we've had Adan Wario, who is a player for the golf, for the deaf team, who's representing Kenya. And also just next to him, we have Ruth Kaluki, team leader, Swimming Federation of Kenya. And also then next to her, we have Ali Juma, who is a player and athlete representing Kenya in the swimming competitions. And then finally, we've had Lilian Nalobo, who is the co-founder and secretary general for the Deaf Golf Federation. Last time out, in the 24th Summer Deaflympics, Team Kenya did really well, finished 11th on the table with 24 medals, 5 gold, 7 silver, 12 bronze. This time around in November, you've heard from them telling you that they're going to get more medals, and we wish them all the best ahead of the tournament. Thank you so much for making time this afternoon. You'll be with me, Bill Clinton Odhiambo. Sign language interpreters this afternoon have been Mini Mbesa, we've had Daisy and Philip Omondi. And hopefully we do keep up and meet next time. Always remember to keep it Science TV. Good afternoon.